Hey guys, it's Kiki. It's another 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge video. This challenge was created by Kevin Cross here on the YouTube. It's linked to his channel, his first foray into the challenge, and the Facebook group in the description below. The challenge essentially is for 100 days straight, consecutively, not missing a day, 30 minutes a day minimum. You work on your personal comic projects, then you make a social media post outlining essentially what you worked on that day. Keep you honest. I do videos. Yeah. So today is day 23 for me. This is my second go around in this. I'm more than double in days than I tried my first attempt. So huzzah. Yeah, essentially, as you can see, I'm sketching. I'm continuing on doing sketches of the rework of the character designs for all my characters that I have so far. Finishing out the one of my brother Ryan. And then working on my friend Jay's is essentially what I'm going to be working on this one. I did a minimum of 30 minutes today because it is work night, and today was a tough day to get this done. And it kind of leads into a topic that I already wanted to talk about, and since something happened today that fits in that, that's what we're talking about. So what I want to kind of talk about is working on comics while also dealing with mental illness. I was diagnosed with major depression probably about 20 years ago, but more recently have been diagnosed with PTSD and panic disorder. Even though I've only recently been diagnosed with it, I've actually suffered the effects of these conditions for over 30 years. And yeah, I did not, it all stems from a very, let's just say, not happy childhood. Anybody who really knows me will know a little more about that, and I don't really talk about it that much. But then that might change in the future. I don't know. Anyway. So, I ended up having a flashback and then a pretty massive panic attack this evening, the very end of my work, and it to the point where I was shaking, my vision grayed out. I had trouble breathing. It was pretty bad, and then of course, once everything kind of calmed down, my reaction usually to that is to bawl and then want to sleep. And so getting the energy to work on comics today was a struggle, was a big struggle. And this is something that has really defeated me in the past. It's a lot of times I've just got given up and not try. Like I would kind of give a token attempt, but wouldn't really push myself. And I know that's something that I've been going to therapy here for the last few years. I'd gone to it off and on. Unfortunately, not really regularly for the majority of my life, and a lot of that has to do with just the crap that my childhood was. But as an adult, I've been having, seeing doctors and therapists and stuff a lot more regularly, trying to work through, trying to just try to maintain some semblance of a normal life when dealing with these illnesses. And it's hard, and it's something that's relatively new for me to try to not so much just shove down those feelings, but to recognize them, work through them, and have healthy coping mechanisms. Whereas, for most of my life, the coping mechanisms not so healthy. So essentially what I did tonight is after I bawled my eyes out for a good like 30 minutes. I watched some YouTube I really enjoy Let's Plays, and so I watched a couple Let's Plays of one of my favorites here on YouTube, Red Wolf Gamer, because he just amuses me. And then I read a book for a little while, took a short nap, and then I laid in bed for an hour, essentially talking myself into getting up and working on comics. And usually what in the past had been my coping mechanism is I would eat all of the food and then I would pass out for 12 hours. And I'm trying to not fall back on that. So, huzzah. I mean, it worked, kind of. I got something done. I'm exhausted. I'm still upset. I'm still shaky. I have a bad headache. More probably from my from the adrenaline rush and my panic, and also from decrying. So hopefully tomorrow is better. I will say my brother, he knew shit was bad. Pardon my language. He knew things were bad when he was getting ready to leave for work, because he leaves for work after about an hour after I get home from work. He offered to stay home, but unfortunately, it's not something we can really afford for him to be missing work, and so he went ahead and went in. But he's texted me a couple times just to make sure I'm okay. I'm lucky. I'm happy that I have at least, a couple people that support me. I don't have a lot of support, especially from family, but yeah. Anyway, that was mostly just me talking about how I deal with my mental illness, but it is a job, and it is hard work. It's hard work on top of the hard work already of doing comics, is, trying to work through having this situation that's already can completely disable you, and try to put in, get that hustle and work on your projects. And I'm proud of myself that I'm getting better at it. And it's taking me decades to get to that point. So I just want to say, if anybody else is dealing with this type of situation, without sounding cliche, with work, it does get better. Now, you can't just expect it to get better as time passes on. It's going to be needed. But it's as uncomfortable as that work is, as hard as it is, it's definitely worth it, because I'm in such a better place than I was even just a few years ago. So I rambled on enough. I'm really tired. I'm going back to bed. Work tomorrow, and then get my day 24 work in. I'm almost a quarter of the way through this, man. It's so crazy. I'll see you guys tomorrow.